All right. What's happening, family? Dr. Kevin Khao Cates here. Welcome to another Devo. I'm so excited, man. I'm so excited to be back. So excited to share. And really, today, I want to talk about trends, okay? Trends, fads. I mean, right now, when you think of just hip-hop or you just think about just fashion, period, everything's about a trend. And it's about, hey, we're on this today. Or, oh, tomorrow, oh, that's old news. We're on this now. You know, y'all got to catch up. Or, yo, we dripping with swag this, swag that. Like, it's all about trends now, right? And when you think of fashion, I'm going to give you an example. Let's go back to let's go back just a few years when wearing baggy pants was just, that's what everybody did. Like, you gotta sag your pants, wear the big jerseys, and then all of a sudden fashion just changed and stuff shifted, and all of a sudden now it's about wearing skinny jeans. Now the funny thing is, when people first saw it, right, they probably was like, why y'all wear them tight pants? But then as everyone started to do it, you may find yourself going to the store saying, oh, let me try those on. They're a little more fitted. And you don't even realize that you're actually like conforming with whatever that fad or that trend is to fit in with what everybody else is doing. Now, that's just hip hop culture. That's society, period. Because let's go a step further. And I'm going to pull my phone out and talk about a few things. Let's talk about this new era that we're in. We're in the era of being slaves of acceptance. Think about it. Social media. You know, with social media, we are either becoming followers or we're seeking followers. What do we do to go all out to get likes? Like, we'll end up creating all this fabricated stuff and going all out of our way to see who likes us. Who decided to click the thumbs up on it, right? We accept the craziest challenges. Like, I've seen situations of people dying for the cinnamon challenge. Who in their right mind just like, yo, they did it, I'm gonna do it too. I just saw them almost choked to death. I'm gonna do it because everybody else is doing it. Not smart, but this is the era we're in, okay? Now let's talk about the enemy for a second. And let's talk about being shrewd, because the enemy is very shrewd. And we know when you look at the faith side and the spiritual side, you know, we walk by faith, not by sight. So that realm gives room for the enemy to do a lot of different things. And when you really think about fads and trends, it's all about sight. It's all an illusion, a mirage. You know what I mean? And the whole game is, if you see so many people do it, then maybe you think maybe it's cool for me to do it too, right? So with that, what's a better way to keep people from having a relationship with God than to create a trend, to create an illusion? And I just want to share my faith with y'all and tell my story, and how I even went from the hip hop side of things and doing what I do, but also finding that level ground and finding Christ, you know, and actually accepting Christ, you know. I always had my relationship with God, you know what I mean? But growing up, you know, we were Jehovah's Witnesses. That's what my grandmother was, that's what my mother was, and that's all we knew. So, yeah, I was one of them ones knocking on the door on Saturday mornings. That's what we did, all right? Now, at a certain point, my mom and dad was going through a divorce. So imagine being a child and sitting in the Kingdom Hall. The person on the stage, you know, on the microphone says that my mother has been, it wasn't just fellowship, but it was something on that, right under that. And all of a sudden, the friends that I had sitting next to me actually got up and walked away as if I had the plague or something. And I was puzzled because I'm like, okay, what did I do wrong? Like, this is all I knew. This was a circle. And, you know, it hurt me. It affected me. You know what I mean? Bad. And at that point, I really went on a quest of still wanting to have my relationship with God. So I studied many things. I studied right knowledge. I went on a deep dive quest to see, okay, where is my common ground with God? I went to churches that, I mean, I could tell you some crazy stories. I remember one time I went in a church and it was like a concert, but the pastor, before he got started, the collection plate went all the way around, and I saw when it got all the way back to where it was done, the usher looked at the pastor and nodded his head, and the pastor literally said, okay, it's showtime. Music started playing, and it was like a concert, and it threw me off. You know what I mean? I, saw things where, where you see the hypocritical side of churches. There's so many things to point out that I experienced, but I never let it waver my relationship with God. I just looked at it as people, and people are broken, and people, and that's what church is supposed to be for, to help a healing process. You know what I mean? You'll be thinking you're going through something bad, and then you have somebody else who's like, yo, I got to thank God because I don't have that problem. And, you can pour into others. But either way it goes, I went through this saga. And then I finally decided, you know what? I'm going to build my relationship with God, myself, And that's where I just got my spiritual bond with God. And it went from there. Now, upon doing music and accelerating in the music industry, it always be in the back of my head of, it's more that I can do. There's more I can do. And, right around the time God put on my heart to start Bridge the Gap, and I had these dreams, because of me being obedient and having a relationship with God, I knew I could trust when it was something strong on me saying, do this. Or make this move. So that's what I did. I took the leap. I took the jump. And after seeing how I trusted God in the height of my career, like stopping and saying, you know what, God said write a book. And watching things come together and watching that leap be just so powerful to where now we've been 10 years deep. We've stopped suicides, gang wars. We're in Africa when, we're in Bahamas. We're in all these areas where we're making a difference throughout the U.S. and juvenile detention centers. Even receiving a Lifetime Achievement Award from the President of the United States. Well, President Obama at the time, it was amazing to see just how God had blessed me. And at that point, though, in the mix of that, that's when God started telling me I need a deeper relationship with you. And that's when I ended up, studying the Bible. I reached out to Speech with Arrested Development because he was the one person I knew in the hip hop realm that was a spiritual brother and a man of God. So, that's when I met Angel and Mike Patterson, and they poured into me. And that's when I realized that as much as I was seeking him, God wanted a relationship with me just as much. And that's when I knew that that's what I needed to do. And I knew that, and it went from there. But my relationship was built with God. Okay? Before we get to going into the debates, I think the biggest thing is for us to do our own research. Okay? This is your destiny. Okay? So don't leave it in anyone else's hands. If it was a life or death situation and you see people saying, hey, we're going to go jump off the cliff. At some point, where does it click of saying, that's what y'all doing, but that may not be the best decision for me. And at the end of the day, it's your destiny and it's your life. So don't just blindly go somewhere, especially when it comes to your life, and follow a trend or a fad, okay? We know religion, people. We've all had experiences. We've seen it, but we have to separate the two, okay? Get to know Jesus in the Bible, all right? And not focus on the four walls of the church, okay? That's the key. And that's what I wanted to bring home on the Devo today. So, by all means, you know what I mean? Follow me. What is it? KO Music, KHAO Music on Instagram. Also, man, this is brought to you by The Path. That's our church. So if you don't have a church home, come rock with us on Sunday. But y'all know what it is. This is my Devo for tonight. And I'm looking forward to dealing with y'all next week. God bless. Love y'all. Peace.